Welcome to Be Real. I am your host, Stacia Lunders, and I am so happy that you guys are here today. I know we're going to talk a little bit what feels like we talked about last week, but we're going to dive right into it. If you've ever had one of those days that just feels like nothing is going right, this episode is for you. We all go through those moments where it feels like you're questioning everything. One little hiccup, and the day feels like it's falling apart. But we've also had those days where it aligns perfectly. You feel like you're on top of the world. But then, out of nowhere, something goes wrong. And that great day takes a complete nosedive. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. One bad conversation, a small mistake, or even just a disagreement with a friend or a coworker, or even somebody who you really care about. And suddenly, everything just feels off for the rest of the day. And then there's the opposite. Something could go right, and it flips your whole day around. But here's the thing. Why do we let one thing, one event, change the whole course of your entire day, or even your week? Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I woke up, I felt great. I was running on time. I had my coffee in hand. I was wearing my favorite shirt. It was that kind of day where you felt like you've got everything together. But then you make that mistake. You spilt the coffee on your favorite shirt. Of course, instantly, my perfect morning completely ruined. I had a choice to make. Well, I could either just laugh it off, change my shirt, and go on with my day. Back then, I didn't have those kind of tools. That coffee stain totally dictated my whole mood for hours. The real lesson here, life is full of little setbacks, but we don't have to let them control us. We always have a choice. We decide how we react. And that's what I want to talk about today. How we let a single moment, like coffee on our shirt, ruin or dictate our mood. They can shape our day, good or bad, and how we can take back control of the narrative. I'm here to help you understand why it's so important not to let one event define your entire experience. It's easy to get stuck in this spiral after one setback or even one win, but the goal is to stop that cycle before it takes over. Because let me tell you, I have lived in these really high highs and these really low lows, and it is not fun. So let's dive in and explore how you can handle the ups and downs of your life without getting too caught up in them. We're going to talk life as a roller coaster. So I'm going to have you picture this. Imagine your life on a roller coaster. And I'm not talking like one of those kiddie roller coasters, okay? I don't want you thinking that this is just a fun little ride. I want your heart racing. Like your palms are kind of sweating, like you're waiting in line and you're wondering, why am I doing this? What did I get myself into? You're getting buckled up. You're questioning all your life choices, okay? I'm talking one of these roller coasters. So are you picturing yourself in this roller coaster at this point? So you're at the start of the ride. You're buckled in, you're set. And the ride at first is pretty smooth because you're going up that big hill, the really big climb, and you're thinking, this is really pretty. Like you can start to see the whole park where you're at. The people start to get small. That's the fun part of the ride, at least I think. I am not a big roller coaster fan. And you finally get to the top. And then bam, the drop hits. Your stomach goes up into your throat. You're holding on for dear life. Now you're really questioning all of your life decisions. And you're wondering, what did I choose? Has this ever happened to you? When everything seems to be going your way, we're going to make this into life terms now. In real life, where it seems like your life, where you're going uphill, everything just seems to be going good. And then, bam, out of nowhere, something goes wrong. I mean, maybe you spill that coffee on your shirt in the morning. Maybe your car breaks down. A little hiccup makes the entire day feel like a complete disaster. Here is where the choice comes in. You cannot control every drop or loop on the ride, but you can control how you react to them. It's so easy to let a bad moment completely derail your day. You get so caught up in the moment of frustration or an emotion you might feel in the moment, and it seems like the whole world is falling apart. But here's the truth. Those drops, they don't ruin the entire ride. After that first drop, if you were to get off that roller coaster and just be like, dude, I'm done. I'm getting off this ride. You would miss out on the entire rest of the ride. Life is no different. If you get off at the bottom, you're going to miss out on the highs, the twists, and the loops. If you let that one setback define the entire day, you'll miss out on the other good things waiting for you. Now, you guys, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. When you're in the middle of a tough moment, it can feel like it's never going to end. But the key is to remember that life's tough moments are not going to last forever. They're just a small part of the ride. I want to share a personal story with you. I was working at a job that I liked. I had a stable routine, and life, it felt pretty solid. But then I got asked into the office. To hear those words, today is your last day. Those of you who might not be watching, my face, my goodness, the feeling of uncertainty. For a moment, I was stuck, unsure how to move forward. It felt like the ride had come to a complete halt, like your heart pounding out of your chest moment, because you have no clue what the hell just hit you. Completely out of left field. But here's the truth I discovered. That moment, that setback did not define me or even the rest of my life. I was still on the ride. I was still moving forward, even if I couldn't see it yet, because believe me, I did not. That's what life's all about. Sometimes you hit a low point, like that roller coaster, but you don't have to stop there. You keep going, and eventually you do come out the other side, and you come out way stronger. So let me ask you, how do you react when life hits one of those drops? That hit in your stomach moment. Do you freeze up? Letting that one moment control everything? Or do you take a deep breath? Do you hold tight and trust that it will smooth out? Here's the thing about roller coasters. They have lows, but they also have highs. And sometimes the scariest parts are followed by the most rewarding moments. But if you let those lows define you, oh boy, you're gonna miss those highs, those dips, those loops and those spins, which if you miss out on all of that, those are all part of your journey. If you only focus on those drops and you give up, you're gonna miss out on everything else that makes the whole ride worth it. So the key, it is to reframe how you view those moments. Instead of thinking, this drop is ruining everything, try shifting that. This is just one part of the ride. It will not last forever. I promise you have the power to move through the tough moment without letting them take over. Remember, every loop you go through is a reminder of how strong you are. Every time life feels like it's crashing down, you have the opportunity to bounce back. And when you do, you'll see that the lows do not define you. They're just one moment that passes. So with that, let's break this down so you can take this away in pieces. Number 1, it's just a moment. Whatever you are going through in your life right now, it is just a moment. Take a deep breath. One bad event does not define your entire day or your life, and it sure as hell does not define you. Number 2, you get to choose your response. You might not be able to control everything, but you can control how you react. When you spill that coffee on your favorite shirt, you get the opportunity to choose whether you're going to let it ruin your day or, hey, I'm going to laugh it off, change my shirt, move on with my day. That is up to you. Number 3, embrace the ride, because life is a mix of ups and downs. Don't let one low point in your life stop you from enjoying the rest of the ride. I didn't settle when I got told I no longer had a job. I did not let that define me. I didn't give up at the bottom of the dip. Don't get me wrong. Not saying it's easy. I got to learn how to enjoy the ride, and you can too. No matter where you are in your life, you are strong. And this brings us to number 4. Tough moments are temporary. Keep trusting that better moments are ahead. And our last, number 5, rejoice in your progress. Rejoice in those high moments, but remember that you can't get distracted from them. It's important that you continue to grow in those high moments. Guys, life is full of roller coasters. Some moments are thrilling. Others can be downright terrifying. Floor beneath you, drop out, terrifying. Have no idea what's around the corner, terrifying. I have been there, but none of them last forever, and none of them define you. When those tough days come, remember, this too shall pass. You've survived every drop, every loop, and you're coming out the other side so much stronger. So keep your hands up and enjoy the damn ride. Never forget, you got this. As always, thank you so much for listening to Be Real. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with somebody who needs to hear this, okay? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to drop a comment or tag me in social media. Before we go, what's the most insane roller coaster you've ever been on? I, for one, I'm a Sally. I hate roller coasters. When I was a kid, I used to love them. As an adult, I've gotten so scared. I don't know what my deal is. I hate heights. As a kid, I used to love things. As an adult, I'm a Sally. With that, I digress. So, what topics would you like to hear about next time? Let me know. You guys, as always, be real.